All right. We back.
Spin-off time.
Spin-off time. Worth it or not now? Yeah?
Worth it or not?
TV.
Yeah.
It's not even TV. Is it worth it or not TV? It's worth it or not, really? Isn't it?
Yeah. I think we were trying to do too much on this one.
Well, this is just a spin-off.
Yeah. Spin-off.
It's like Joey.
What?
All right, cool. Man.
Like Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
More recognizable spin-off.
For you.
Oh, man. All right, cool, man. Yeah. We still got Ryan here with us. Worth it or not, obviously, you know what it is. We hit up movies that we used to watch back in the day.
Back in the day.
What would we say back in the day? When we say pre-2000? What would
That's
back
a
in the day
long
be?
time ago, bro.
21 years, isn't it? So there must pre-2000.
No, we don't always have to go that far back though. That's mad far, bro.
How far would we go back then?
I don't know.
Pre-2010?
Maybe 90s though, because 90s there is a big difference between how 90s movies look
Well,
to
That's what
how
I
millennium
think.
movies look.
I think 2000 was a change for movies. Like it would they kind of
got polished up a bit more.
yeah, and they kind of got longer.
Them Titanic days.
Oh, today
Now,
we're
Titanic
doing-
was 97, fam.
Yeah, that was old still.
90s movie, fam.
Wait.
That's another movie I've never seen.
Wow. Just like, wow.
That's another one I ain't seen.
I saw that late, but it's a really good film.
Is it good?
Yeah, it is.
I've seen it, but I ain't seen it.
You haven't
it's
seen
good.
it,
I've
and you're a
seen,
DiCaprio man as well.
I've seen
Yeah.
I can tell you the whole movie.
Oh,
but
it's
I've never
Titanic,
sat
bruv.
there-
Anyone
I've
can
never
tell you the
sat
whole movie,
there
bruv.
And watched the whole movie.
Nah, it's a good film. I've sat
There's
down.
no spoilers in Titanic, bro.
Nah, there isn't.
The ship sinks, bro.
We'll have to put that on there as well. But yeah, worth it or not, obviously you know what to do. Hit up the subscribe, hit up the notifications because you want to hear that sound,
The ta-ting, the ta-tung.
which is based on
You see, like, if you use Safari or Google Chrome, it depends what sound you hear me. You get the gist.
and make sure you don't watch this by yourself because watching this by yourself is
Boring. Dead. Like, it's long. I do it sometimes. Boring.
simple as that. Today we got a little classic. I say classic, but I've never seen it. I haven't seen it.
Have you
since
even heard of this? I bet you
Yeah,
haven't.
I have heard of it because it's the Dicaprio film. So I've
So?
heard of it. I've seen. Well, whenever I like.
You said that, like, I've seen every DiCaprio film ever made, but you hadn't seen this.
No.
So you can't
No,
say, oh, yeah, of course I've heard of it.
that's
It's
not
a
what.
DiCaprio
That's not
film.
exact. That's not what I said. I said I've
I know
heard
it's
of
not
it
what you
because it's the DiCaprio film.
Yeah. All right. So you're
I've
saying
come
it
across like it in writing or when I've been reading about him or stuff he's done, but I've never actually seen it. Is that all right?
That's
Thank you.
fine, man.
Thank you.
Sorry.
And I didn't actually know it was a true movie either.
Okay.
It's a true
True story.
biography.
Is this his first ever film?
No.
Who, DiCaprio?
This was the first film I ever saw him in.
Yeah. He did a really, when he was a bit younger, he did one with the Nero, which was very good.
When he was a kid.
Yeah.
When he was that's the one.
Him and Christian Bale, the rivals, who I like to tell Dan about, they are probably the truest definition
Of Charles.
child actors.
And
Not
gone all the
Macaulay
way.
Culkin who do
Yeah.
and stop there because they can't do a certain film. Dakota Fannon's another one. She's a proper child actor. Like she's done and she'll go to do more adult stuff. But these two did proper
And come all the way
stuff,
to the...
and then now they're doing epic films.
and are still epic.
and still
actors.
epic actors, brother. And Christian Bale
Okay.
edges it for me.
I don't know about that.
What you prefer
I'm
Christian
a
Bale.
Christian Bale all
over
day,
DiCaprio?
all day,
I've never
all day,
interesting.
all day, all day. As an actor, I'm not saying DiCaprio's done the lesser movies. I think he's gonna have a bigger budget. He's got a bigger.
Yeah, you bro.
But I
Bale's an
prefer
actor.
Bale. I think Bale's just done more.
Range.
I think he's got- I think he's got- I think he's got-
you keep saying you want to see DiCaprio doing
100%.
a evil role.
He needs to play a villain for me.
A
Like
villain.
he needs to be an antagonist rather than this. He's always the protagonist, and he's always the good guy. And he's like Denzel. He's always Leo. Like I look at him, and he's just Leo in a different version of himself.
I'm a big fan of DiCaprio. So I don't
bro,
know.
I'm a massive fan.
No,
And
I
this
don't know if
watching
I could
this is
do
one of my
that.
favorite performances of him still to this
Yeah,
day.
this
I don't think there's
is
many-
that's what I mean. This was the first, and I saw this when I saw this before I should have watched this. You know, at that age where
yeah.
like
we
family
even
probably
said when we
flicked it
watched
on
it?
and didn't really realize.
Have you
No,
said-
we
no,
haven't.
haven't. No,
Basketball
sorry.
Diaries.
We haven't even told
Basketball Diaries, people.
1995.
95. I thought it was DiCaprio's first film. What we saying, second, third? Early on in his career.
Yeah,
He's definitely early, yeah.
Very early. Want to hit him with the synopsis?
I hit him up. A teenager finds his dreams of becoming a basketball star threatened after he free falls into the harrowing world of drug addiction. Yeah. Fair enough. That hits it up. I'll go first, seeing as I think I'm gonna disagree with you two. I don't think this was that great. Cool. The story was cool because it was true. I don't think I think DiCaprio's performance in the second half of the movie was great. The first half of the movie, I weren't feeling it at all. I weren't feeling any of them, actually, to be honest. I think, but then at the same time, that kind of goes with the time. It wasn't really that type of, you didn't really get that type of performance that back in those type of days, 95s and this, that, which is fine. Second half, after he got addicted to the drug, that was DiCaprio to a T. That was
film went all the way.
Once it hit that part of the film, yeah, like
one of the best fiend actors I've seen. Like, he plays a real.
He made me believe that he needed that money. Like, he made me believe
certain things, man. Like there's certain things he done in that film, yeah. That I must have watched this film before I was a teen. Like, they accidentally put this film on and I watched it. And there's certain scenes in this film.
Well, you was accidentally still up when it was past the time.
Yeah. You know when
and you watched it.
Yeah, and it's like, they don't know what kind of film it's gonna be. And then certain scenes start happening, but you're here now. And there's certain scenes that's happened in this film that I still remember from way back then. Nice, that's quite scarring. And it's like, what? You did what for what? It's like,
he's done some crazy things to get
wild.
To get high.
Real Michael K. Williams.
Heroin's it's a serious drug, heroin.
A serious drug. And it shows you in this film.
And I think a lot of films from the 90s touched on heroin, like, and crack.
But I think, like you said, I think this was one of them roles that for back in the day was quite standout-ish around the films that was out at the time. You hear me? Because, there were some parts in this film that were very dated. But it's 95, but you know.
That's what you got.
But this show ain't about giving the shows a break. You hear me? This is about whether it carries itself well from 95 to, to now. So.
And I don't. And I think it's four boys, right?
Yeah.
Four boys, their acting at the start is poor. Like, it's poor. And Wahlberg.
I think I was going to touch on that. It's 95, but it's set in I think it's the 60s, it's early 60s.
Oh, is that
late 70s?
Yeah, that's true.
It's a bit like Sleepers when they go back into the
but Sleepers, they were great actors.
Yeah, they were the kids.
The kids were great actors.
Like the kids, well. And like
they was that acting was still. Sleepers is as good as it was then is now for me.
Sleepers.
Like,
you know,
the story to Sleepers.
Does it make a difference? Did you watch? Is there a new copy of this? Or is it still? It's still
the one I watched was dated.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Same here. So, but Sleepers, because it's on Netflix, it's kind of polished a bit.
Maybe.
Do you reckon that makes a little bit of a difference?
No,
what do you mean? The camera, like the sharpness of it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You think that makes a difference visually when you're, because then you relate it, like you can't help but relate it to. Because I thought that would that was my only issue with Never Ending Story. But I was like, if they polish Never Ending Story. Like, it could slide through as a new film.
Never Ending Story was still sick though.
Yeah, but
Never Ending Story.
But the look of it set this music in its time. You hear me?
But so Sleepers looked, but no, it didn't. Man, you might be right, you know, because Sleepers didn't strike me as an old movie.
Exactly.
It looked like it could have been made. Like,
but that's because they kind of polish it up.
Maybe because I don't think you would get Basketball Diaries on there with like in this quality that
No.
But that being said, it didn't take away the quality of the movie doesn't take away or add to the actors actors acting. Like, so, and at the start it was poor. Like, I was just like, whoa, geez, like a couple of things that Wahlberg was terrible in this movie from the start to finish for me. Like, he's just like,
he's always over the top. Wahlberg, he's been like that now.
He was a bit worse back in the day.
Yeah, he was even worse. I think he was fresh though. He was this might have been his first movie, maybe second. I think he did Fear, which is another thriller with Reese Witherspoon, same sort of time. And he's always been that over-the-top bad boy, you know, because he's wham. Like he's proper like he's good at proper. He knows something. But him and DiCaprio weren't friends at this point in their career. They did not like each other before the film started. They had a big little. They had a tiff before this.
Does that explain why they're not really
I think they made up as the film started, but DiCaprio didn't want Mark Wahlberg playing that part at first. Didn't want him at all until he auditioned. And when he auditioned, the director said like he's pretty good. So it goes to show like what was around that time.
But a lot of people don't like Mark Wahlberg though.
I think that came from the racist remarks or something happened in his past and that.
Yeah,
being from Boston.
Yeah, he's done a lot. He's done a lot, to be fair.
Like
he's gone through. That's all Marky, you know.
Yeah, like and he apologized for that. And like I think
mind you, they worked together on The Party, didn't it?
That's him. They're good friends now. They're good friends after this. They made up during this film, but just before this film was made, I think something happened at like an event they was at together as kids, like a charity basketball match.
Okay.
And Mark took the piss out of Leo a bit and he didn't like it. So they didn't like each other from then. But on set, they became friends and they did The Party, which was fucking epic.
Yeah.
And they became friends and they're still friends now. But yeah, they didn't like each other at this point before this film started being made.
Okay.
Fun fact. But yeah, I understand what you mean about the acting. I'm
but it's kind of,
funny as well. I noticed Goodfellas, the wife from Goodfellas.
Bruv, Lorraine Bracco is amazing. She's got that emotion at the door scene, bruv, when she's just like crying, bruv. That's Goodfellas, bro.
Do you know what as well? Yeah, do you know what part hit me in this movie hard? Yeah, where I kind of had to take a moment, bruv. When he was at the door screaming. But the mom had the money.
She finally takes
She
it out.
was genuinely going to give him the money, bruv. That's so parent-like, bruv.
Yeah.
That's so parent-like, bruv. And then he starts calling her a bitch and shit. And then she kind of, she eases up on it.
She called the police first.
Yeah, and then
she pulls out
she had
the money.
She had the money in her hand talking to the police. Like, and then it was just like, and then she was like, "No, I can't do it. Like, no more this."
And I've seen that firsthand. I was just about to say.
I've seen that as well. I've seen like people that I know get addicted to drugs, and then everyone's got that uncle, innit?
Yeah.
Everyone's got that uncle, like, and he'd be like knocking for money and this, that, and it'd be like.
Then go for a range of emotions.
Range.
So it's just like
they go for the 7 stages of grief or 5 stages of grief like in 10 seconds, bro.
Yeah. It's true.
They're there at you like
everything. But nah,
he does sell the character quite well.
Oh mate, the Ernie Hudson, bro.
The
withdrawals,
the cracking part. What's that guy's name? The one that plays the black.
Yeah, Ernie Hudson. I'm telling you, he's the one.
What's his name?
Ernie Hudson.
Yeah,
he's the when he goes cold turkey. Yeah, he's there with him, and then he's
that's a good little.
That's a good scene as well. That bit where he was doing up his trousers, and I was thinking, oh no, not again.
No.
I was like, not again, bro. Like, not again, bro. Not my brother either. Like, yo, bro. And then I was like, okay, cool.
He's like, yo.
Yeah.
Whoops.
And even at that point, we haven't seen him do it because do anything.
Yeah. But you knew.
We just knew possibly he's either doing it or he. That fucking the basketball coach who I fucking hate, Swifty. I hate him. Even as an actor, I just don't like him because he's a good actor. He's a good sleazebag, and I just hate him.
You saw that from early as well. That you saw it from early in the movie because he was like, "Oh, what did he say?" He said something in the changing rooms. Can't remember from early.
Yeah, the first scene because they go to a different school and they come from one school, they knock out a school and they go over to that school to play basketball. I was like, this is mad. Like, how does this happen? And then obviously they play basketball for his team, and then he pulls up in the changing room.
But the basketball.
The basketball change.
So it's a nice thing you done there. He's like, oh yeah, do you want to come over and we'll go through the things?
And you can see him, and he's got the sleazy haircut as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, these fucking Catholics, man.
Yo, bro, when they mentioned Catholic at the start, I was like, oh, it's not one of these.
Exactly, Just
know, bro.
Whenever you hear Catholic and it's back in the day,
he's got a side eye.
Got some sort of some sort of altar boy thing going on,
bro. Like, it's horrible, bro. Feel for them both.
Yeah, but yeah, no. This was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
Didn't age well though, Daniel.
Didn't age well. You took the words right out of my mouth. It did not age well.
It felt like you was getting there.
Yeah, it didn't age well at all. Like, when we're saying worth it or not, like,
is it worth getting back?
I've got to say yes. And the reason that I've got to say yes, it's worth it. One, it's a true story. And two, for Dicaprio's second half movie performance. Like, that is something that you should watch.
Yeah, that's understandable.
That's something that you shouldn't not watch the movie and miss that, because this
especially if you're a DiCaprio fan.
Yeah. Yes. Even if you're not, to be honest. Even if you're just a fan of good performances.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're a fan of good, what's the word I'm looking for? Begins with a P. Good projection, good something, good whatever of a character.
Representation,
portrayal,
There we
good
go.
portrayal of a character. This was it. If you want to know what a crackhead or a heroin head, B-head looks like, when they're trying to get something out of you, this is it. I did a sneak little peek of what's his name as well, Michael Rappaport. I see him.
Oh, but he was in it. He was in it. He was.
I can't remember.
He comes, he beats him up, innit? Because he sold his girl fake.
Oh,
Michael Rappaport. I see him pop
and
up.
he would have done Higher Learning just after that. But he's been around for time before. He did another film. He did a film with Tom Cruise. I think he did.
Bro, he's in everything.
He's done
bro.
a lot of stuff.
He pops up everywhere, bro. Even in movies that I forget, bro. Just like raw.
He's well liked again. He's another one that's well liked amongst the black community. There's a lot of black. Like him.
He's in there.
He just
Jewish
broke
as
up
well.
with his. I think he just broke up with his wife.
Did he?
No, so,
But no, I do like Michael Rappaport. But it's not, bruv, Lorraine Bracco obviously is there. But Juliette Lewis, bruv, she's so great, old school. She plays the first cracker you see. She's the
Natural
Born Killers and that.
Natural Born Killers.
She's fucking crackers, bruv. I love her, bruv. She did fucking Dust Till Dawn as well. Like, she's the daughter.
Oh, shit,
She's done enough stuff. She was good. I love watching old films, so that reason to see some of the old actors that you might remember or like, oh yeah, she's in it.
I like the little spin as well when he was the crackhead and she had fixed up and she dashed the things on him.
That's
I knew she was going to take
go and buy some pretzels, you bastard. Because you dashed the pretzels on that first, didn't it?
Nah, it was good.
I do. That was good.
Is it worth it for you?
It's a worth it for me because, like I said, it's one of those films that you'll remember. You'll remember this film. It's got, I wouldn't say it's got, it did have rememberable scenes in it for me. Not that I wanted to remember said scenes, but there's scenes that will carve in your mind. But just to go on what you said as well, just on performance-wise alone, because that was one of the reasons why I even suggested the film. I just remember, like, Dicaprio being super young, but some of the performances were, like, rare. Like, this is like proper epic, acting. And I thought it was his first film, so that even added to it for me thinking that. I was like, right, is this how you come out the gate? You hear me? So, it's a worth it or not for me. I do agree with you in terms of it hasn't aged that well in terms of look and some of the acting, but I'm not super surprised, but the storyline carries it and the performance does.
What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, no, 100%. It's always worth a watch. Again, if you're a Dicaprio fan, and even if you're not, but I like to go back and watch, especially actors I like to go and watch their early work just to see how they've grown or how they transcended from, like, say, Dicaprio went from this, then he became like the heartthrob, which was annoying for me because he did so much of the heartthrob kind of roles. And I was like, ugh. And then he went serious again. I was like, there you go, finally. Like, he went there, and then now he's who he is. But no, it's definitely worth a watch, man. And I said, the portrayal and I'd watch it. I'd watch it again. Maybe when my daughters might want to watch it. My wife said she can't remember it when I mentioned I was coming on to do this film, so she might watch it. So I might watch it again with her. You never know. But it's definitely worth a watch. 100%.
Yeah, man. Still worth it. So that's free worth it.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, well, that brings us to the end of this one.
Yeah, man.
Basketball Diaries is a quick one. It's a worth it from the team.
You're going to have to go find that, dig in your auntie's box for the VHS or...
Yeah, we got it from the plug.
Yeah, try and get that, man. Try and get that. It's going to be a hard find. It ain't easy to find, but if you come across it, Basketball Diaries, Leonardo DiCaprio, it's a worth it from us.
Yep.